Hey Aries, this is Hal for HES Ultimage, and this is your Spirit Tarot forecast for the month of August. Hey guys, and let's see what we're going to start with first. That one. Okay, so we're going to start with some bonus sides here. We're going to do these sets, and then we're going to go into the reaping, okay? Ah ha ha ha, okay. Yeah. Right. Okay, really important. Okay, this is actually really important because they need for me to, yeah, I'll tell you this first, because then the rest of the stuff will be, yeah, make better sense. Okay, because they already showed me that something's going to hold back your action sector this month, and now I know what it has to do with. So in this one bonus sector, and we'll get into this deeper, we've got the Universal Trump card, okay? The thing that they said is going to be held back or holding you back from the action is the High Priestess. In this particular deck, it has to do with leadership or people who hold higher office than you. In this case, it would be, somebody who has power over you as an authority figure, whether it's at work or in your personal life. That's going to be keeping you from... Okay, right. Okay, and again, the action sector is being blocked this month for you guys, so you're gonna feel a little restrained, yeah. But don't worry, because we'll see the big picture too with the reaping cards. But here was the action was strength, and it shows me the idea that, like, this is one of the most aggressive versions of strength. The idea is that you want to kind of, like, break through a wall or push through a barrier or a boundary or push people kind of to the side to get what you want, but somebody's standing in your way right now, and it's a part of the universal trump. That's the important thing. When it's part of the universal trump, you need to realize that, your human element can't really breach it at that moment, so it's important to be able to, okay, they want for me to turn these cards now. Give me a minute. Because these are your reaping cards. Bam. Okay. 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 Yeah, exactly what I was about to start saying they're bringing through, so give me a second here. Ah, okay. Okay, give me a second. No. Create. Ah! Bam. Okay, cool. Alright. Here are your reaping cards, and I knew that this was, like, the message, and now they're showing me how. Cool. Okay, so reaping is going to be temperance, and this is the most gentle version of temperance I have. It really is showing the idea of being able to be more balanced and be more patient in the most cool and composed way. I know that is hard for Aries who want to achieve and be, in a bigger spot immediately, but this is an important part of your lesson in August, and you have to be open to it. The move is next, and then it leads into the snow. Okay, so here's what's going on with that. Okay, guys? Move has to do with where you want to move when it comes to personal life, job, career, etc., life path, that you want to make literal mobility towards it, but again, right now, you're in a holding pattern with the snow. And the snow shows the energy of abstinence as well. And they're showing me it has to do with the create, which is also a part of your reaping, that they're saying you need to wait to create in August, okay? That's really the big point here. Okay, and then we have Thoth. And they're literally saying the wisdom is to wait in order to create what you want to, because again, the holding pattern is in place in August for Aries. You need to realize that, yeah, any kind of upward mobility that you're seeking right now, there's somebody else that's currently holding the position or blocking your path. So you need to just be aware that patience is going to be your virtue this month and your salvation, really, because of the fact that you need to wait to see results or to be able to generate results, okay? Wow, okay, and there we go. And they always bring me into the order of these perfectly. Because remember the Universal Trump card? It's sandwiched between two energies here. Mithras, sacrifice. So they said, sacrifice now, because we're in Universal Trump land. Fly later. So that means after August, you'll be able to have more success with certain things. You'll be able to move forward again. Yeah. Because the fly represents, the energy of, being liberated towards being able to make big moves or big strides, and very transforming ones, like they're big moments. But right now, it's about the sacrificing of whatever it is that you're trying to create, whether that's an opportunity or a project. In August, you're going to be facing those people or organizations that are going to put you into holding patterns where you're not going to be able to breach because, again, the universal Trump energy is in play, guys. Okay? All right, next two. Okay. Yep. Really important. Here we go. Next two set of bonus cards, the song paired with the thunder. This is showing me that your expression towards others this month might involve a great deal of hostility or volatility or bitterness. Watch it, okay? Because the idea is it's not other people's fault that you're being held back or blocked from progress. You need to realize that when Universal Trump is in play, when, will of universe, will of God prevents you from making the strides you want to with your free will, what I call the human element, that you kind of just need to wait it out sometimes and learn the lesson. There we go. Right. All right. Give me a second. Okay. High Trump's next. Give me a minute. Alrighty. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. Give me a minute, cause I wanna just order these perfectly. Yeah, in between those, that's what I figured. Okay, cool. Here we go. High trumps for this month for you guys. Hopefully I'm pronouncing this right. I don't really know. Achpach, fear. There we go. Ra, power. The mirror. The twin. And very big one, the sand. Okay? So here we go. Going off of everything we've already mentioned. Okay, and they're literally saying fear and wisdom are playing a tug of war right now. Because remember, you had Toth Wisdom and the fear card here. They're playing a tug of war with you. The idea is you probably will be feeling so afraid that you're not making enough forward progress in your life, or you're not getting enough promotions, high enough of a position in a company, or high enough clientele, or whatever it is, that your status or your career or your life path, you're feeling like it's not good enough, you're not doing enough. And at the end of the day, the ability to create comes beyond this month. So this month, you just need to be chill and realize that there's a time for everything. All right, and right now, for you to save yourself the trouble, it's going to just have to be, yeah, again, I have to say it this way, sacrifice now, fly later, okay? August is just not going to be a time where things are going to be able to manifest that well, because again, you've got a block somewhere. If it's like a project, then the block is probably that somebody else's project is grossing the revenue, like if you were doing a Kickstarter or something, or that they're distracting from your own star power, star quality to generate more followers or other things like that. It could be, there are many different ways that this can manifest. Okay, but going into the other ones, the power thing has to do with the patience and the waiting, and that's where the wisdom comes. This is an important lesson for Aries in general. I am on the cusp of Aries with my sun. I understand what it's like to be like, oh, I'm gonna do it now. I'm just gonna power through and just like go nuts and bash myself all the time for not being more ahead in my life or my career and be very competitive and look at how much everybody else is doing and how much attention everybody else is getting. I understand it, okay? I getcha. All right? Like I'm not getting you down about this. But in the month of August it's going to be really hard. And with the song and the thunder again, they're showing me that you might wind up lashing out at people because you're frustrated that you're not getting as much attention or as much forward progress as you want, in which case, then you need to reflect. Because it might be waiting in August, but that doesn't mean it's going to be waiting in September, okay? August is about being patient and waiting. With the mirror, they're saying reflect on this conflict. Because with the twins, they were showing me the tug of war energy I already mentioned between the fear and the wisdom. The fear is about your progress and about your own success, you know? The wisdom is in knowing that all timing is perfect. And if you're being blocked now from the big picture or your big goal, then be patient and it can happen eventually. But Universal Trump's blocking it right now, okay? So you can struggle all you want, but when Universal Trump's the one blocking it, struggling is really a waste of time, while reflecting and being patient is where the wisdom comes. And there we go, and that's the sand. The sand is about deep transformation and deep wisdom. I always describe it to people as sand is a unique, entity because it, is in these very clean grains and it knows that form, but you mix it with water and it becomes mud basically. It's that level of depth of knowledge, like knowing one form and then knowing another form. It runs that deep. It's like deep evolution. Okay? Give me a minute. And they're saying that's where the wisdom is. Okay. Now, energy surrounding you for the month. What was I just talking about? I have to show you this card very closely because, again, I choose these by energies. My favorite phrase in the world, you can't make this shit up, people. Cernunnos, shapeshifting. And if I can get that up to my camera, there you go. Cernunnos, shapeshifting. What was I just talking about? The deep level of transformation that's like knowing one form and then knowing another form? What was it? Cernunnos shapeshifting is the energy surrounding you in the month. That shows me the depth of transformation and growth. Yeah, and especially with your grounding, they're saying, because it's about the patience. And they said, the create card, not yet, but, later, absolutely. Okay? Universal Trump now, that's how it is. Okay. All right, mid-trumps. Wow, they are really hitting you with all the right symbols. Well, if you watch all my other videos, it's the same way. But I mean, they now that they're familiar with all my decks, it's like perfect cards every single time. Here we go. Mid-trump, the maze. That idea of you having to wait things out and just kind of learn your lessons and, gaining your wisdoms. You're going to be facing some blocks. But what's this? Giving you some encouragement, the through. So the idea is eventually you will find the end of the maze, but in August it's about being inside the maze and not having your answer and not getting, your the cheese at the end, that's the way it is. This month for August, for August it's just going to be okay, maybe you don't get what you want right now or can't create what you want right now, but eventually you will. So learn the lesson that patience is a virtue this month, and you're going to do okay. Give me a second. All right, because we're getting the other reaping section. Wow. Cool. Here we go. And this is a really big message now because they're showing with that energy of the fly that ultimately you're meant to create, But here's the shadow. This is what you really have to learn. The dark and the shield. Shield in this case is representing blocks. The dark is your block. That's negativity. That's frustration that things aren't manifesting fast enough. What are they paired with? The dream. Okay, so the idea is the dark ultimately blocks the dream if you let yourself be overcome with negative emotions and feelings towards your blocks. See the higher wisdom in what you're experiencing. Realize that a few months from now, or even a few weeks from now, you're going to go, oh, that's why I had to be held back like this, because I was learning other lessons and I had to sacrifice. Yeah, sacrificing is a big theme. I can't skate over it. They said now will involve some form of sacrifice, even if it just means sacrificing, you know, the manifestation of your project this month for it to happen further down the line, okay? So, or whatever this other goal is, okay? Know that right now a sacrifice will be necessary to your dream or aspiration, but it isn't forever, because you need to see the higher wisdom in the holding pattern, because you're not being held arbitrarily. You're being held because ultimately either you haven't met the right people yet, the spot hasn't been vacated yet if you're going for a leadership position or a management position or an executive position. If it's not vacated yet, you can't get inside. And if somebody else slips in and gets it, then it's still not vacated anymore. You need to be patient, or you need to look elsewhere, you know? But again, with August, you're going to be in holding patterns. It's just the way it's built. But again, they sing fly later. The wisdom is there. So maybe you wind up getting into that holding pattern and being really frustrated and pissed off. But in the meantime, you learn something at your job that teaches you a really big lesson that ultimately prepares you for a completely different promotion from a different company, like another month or two from down the line from then. You know, it's all going to make sense to you after the fact. Okay. And here we go. Reflection is death. And what does death represent? Inevitable transformation that must occur, and seeing the wisdom within it. It's the snake shedding its skin. In this case, you having to be patient, you having to be within the holding pattern. At the end of the day, you're going to discover, you know, if not now, then down the line, once you see what's there, you're going to discover, yep, you're going to discover why the process was as it was. And the energy you're bringing is the loop. This can manifest a few different ways, so let me tell you, because it can manifest in a very positive way and in a very self-depreciating or self-defeating way, so let me give you both, because I know with an Aries energy, you're gonna feel it that way too, yeah, because they're making me hurt in my heart, so here we go. The first way is the frustrating way. That's when you just allow yourself to be pissed off and stay pissed off, that, you know, you're in a holding pattern, that you lash out at other people, you lash out at yourself, and you wind up expressing yourself in ways that are really unpleasant. And, you know, it's because you're really hurt deep down, because you're feeling bound up. And again, that just comes from the fear that you feel like you won't ever get ahead, or will never make the next step on that ladder to success, okay? It will happen, but the wisdom is in the patience of knowing that when somebody is blocking your path, or a circumstance is blocking your path, if you wait a little bit, then you can, you know, get through again. And it's a really weird example, but here you go, because I do actually have an example of this. Down where my parents live, when I visit, there's a bird who made a nest inside of this light fixture, this person's lamp outside their door. So every time that you have to go in and out of the house, you have to wait for the bird to fly out, because if you go out too fast, the bird's going to hit you in the face, basically, okay? So the idea is you need to learn patience to make better choices. There we go. Awesome, because they were like, the create, that's why. So the idea is, rather than just trying to rush the damn bird all the time and getting them flying up in my face all the time, I actually found this really cool strategy that, when I'm trying to leave the place, I knock on the door and the bird will fly out of the light fixture. And when I'm coming in, I go to the side of the fixture where the glass is blocking. I like wait outside there and wait for him to notice me, or her. I don't know what the gender of the bird is. Give me a break. I want to be very diligent and not assume the gender of the bird. Um, and go to the side where the glass is blocking, so that way the bird can only fly out the other way, not hit me in the face or, freak me out, and just like jump up for a second and let it fly out, so that way I'm clear to the door. Is it annoying as hell? Yeah, it's really annoying. But, in my case, and the case of my parents who live there, the bird is kind of that high priestess energy of what's blocking the situation. You can't strong or arm nature. There we go. You can't strong arm nature, and you can't strong arm the universal trump because it is nature. You know, it's the universe, it's, will of God, whatever you want to call it, it's nature. You can't strong arm nature. You gotta let nature take its course. Right. So there you have it, though. So the idea is, you can easily just learn how to, find the higher wisdom and the better approach. Yeah, how to use your power now towards the patience and the waiting. Right. Because someday you can manifest whatever that dream is or begin creating it, but you need to have patience now because there's a sacrifice right now that's calling upon you to be made. Um, and it has to do with you not being able to strong arm your way past people who are already in your way, or situations that block you from your path. It's like hitting the dead end of this maze. You can't just knock your head against it and think you're going to get through. You have to turn around, then find a new path. Right. Awesome. So that said, yeah. That said, really, Aries, find the higher wisdom in this month. Don't let yourself beat yourself up. Let yourself, let yourself see the big picture and let that be the loop for you. Seeing how the chain of events is working in the proper function. And again, seeing the higher wisdom in the lessons that you learned during this waiting period, okay? All right, that said, I do personal readings. If you want one, hit the link below. Hope you do, and I hope you have a very wise and wonderful month. I will see you later.